Traditional medicine defines health through population averages. If your biomarkers fall within the middle 95% of the demographic, you are clinically cleared as healthy. But an average result is not an optimized one. To sustain peak physical and cognitive output over decades, we focus on a different physiological state, the overtime body. This is a system specifically engineered for maximum performance, rapid restoration, and active resistance to cellular degradation. The flaw in using standard reference ranges is that they are built on a modern population that is, by default, in a state of metabolic decline. These ranges are designed to identify the presence of disease, not the presence of elite health. Relying on normal ranges means accepting the standard rate of biological aging. To achieve elite resilience, we must look past population averages and measure against specific high-performance targets. Biological optimization cannot be measured by how you feel. Subjective energy levels are unreliable. Engineering the body requires objective, quantifiable telemetry. This process uses a matrix of 9 predictive biomarkers. These markers track the 4 structural pillars of human biology: metabolic efficiency, cardiovascular integrity, systemic inflammation, and endocrine output. A standard blood panel uses a wide bracket to define acceptable levels. We use a recalibrated narrow tolerance zone, the overtime range, where physiological performance is most efficient. Transitioning to this higher biological baseline requires systematically shifting all 9 of these critical metrics directly into their fully optimized ranges. The first pillar is metabolic efficiency. This dictates how effectively your cells produce energy and how cleanly they clear out waste. HbA1c measures average blood glucose over 3 months. Standard medicine accepts up to 5.6%, but the overtime target is strictly below 5.1%. Excess glucose causes glycation. Sugar molecules bind to and stiffen proteins, accelerating the aging of vascular and structural tissues. We also monitor fasting insulin. Standard ranges often allow levels up to 25 microunits per milliliter, but optimization requires a level below 5. Fasting insulin reveals the effort the pancreas must exert to maintain glucose levels at rest. It is a leading indicator of metabolic strain. If your system requires high insulin levels just to maintain an idle, it places constant stress on your biological infrastructure, leading to a faster rate of systemic wear. The second pillar is cardiovascular integrity, the physical network that delivers nutrients and oxygen to every cell in the body. Most clinics measure the total volume of LDL cholesterol. We measure ApoB, which counts the actual number of particles capable of forming arterial plaque. To minimize cardiovascular risk, we target an ApoB count below 60 milligrams per deciliter. Performance is measured through VO2 max, the metric of how much oxygen your body can utilize during maximal respiratory load. VO2 max is a primary predictor of long-term mortality. Hitting the age average is not the goal. The overtime body requires ranking in the top 5% of your cohort. An efficient metabolic engine is of little use if the cardiovascular delivery system cannot supply the oxygen required to fuel it under pressure. The third pillar is systemic inflammatory load. It is a silent driver of biological decay that often goes unnoticed until it manifests as chronic illness. We use high-sensitivity C-reactive protein, or hs-CRP, to track this systemic load. Standard medicine typically flags concern at 3.0 milligrams per liter. For optimization, we look for an hs-CRP level below 0.5. We also monitor homocysteine, an amino acid that serves as a proxy for methylation efficiency and vascular health. Tipping homocysteine below 7 micromoles per liter is necessary to protect the integrity of the vascular and nervous systems. Chronic microscopic inflammation gradually undermines a metabolic and cardiovascular resilience we have built. The final pillar is endocrine output and recovery, the hormonal systems that manage tissue repair and cognitive drive. We focus on free testosterone rather than total numbers. For sustained tissue repair, this marker should sit in the upper quartile of the reference range. We measure DHEAS, a steroid hormone precursor that serves as a vital indicator of your overall adrenal resilience. Heart rate variability, or HRV, provides a map of your autonomic nervous system, showing the balance between stress and recovery. HRV is measured through continuous tracking. A rising baseline indicates that your body is successfully adapting to the stressors of peak performance. Without optimized hormone levels and active nervous system recovery, the body eventually loses the ability to repair the damage generated by high-performance living. Obtaining these 9 biomarkers provides the map for optimization, but the map is not the route. Data collection is only the first step. This is the personalization bottleneck. Matching unique biomarker deficits to a landscape of clinical treatments and vetted providers is a massive logistical challenge. Identifying the one intervention that perfectly aligns with your baseline and timeline is a significant computational task. For most people, the gap between receiving a blood panel and identifying the right clinical treatment is where the optimization journey stalls. Genesis was built to solve this bottleneck. Kai is an autonomous AI intelligence agent focused on the premier health and wellness ecosystem of Phuket. Kai analyzes millions of data points, from public intelligence to community consensus and verified medical reviews, to understand the entire regional market. As an unbiased guide, Kai matches your exact 9 biomarker profile to world-class regenerative therapies and vetted local providers. This service is free, and it is available to anyone. Stop guessing. Map your biological baseline, let Kai calculate your protocol, and begin